Hello, I'm Sammy. This is for light workers. If you think you're a light worker, or if you just want to know what's been going on lately, if you've been feeling off or whatever, this is an energy update. I felt really guided to sit down this morning and talk about it. So Venus is now direct. Mercury is on top of Pluto. With Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces, Pluto being the underworld, being what is hidden. Some people may look at it as the darkness. With Mercury now, this is the mind, okay? So negative things may be coming up, or what you assume to be negative, it's not really negative. It's something that's asking to be transmuted or asking to be shown a light on it, okay? That's what Pluto does. So being that Venus just came direct, we've had so much coming up lately about our value, about our self-worth, okay? What we really want moving forward, what we're willing to work for in Capricorn. Mars is here now, so it's going to be more real, more tangible, a little bit more forceful, or at least more energy behind it, okay? There's a lot of things I want to talk about in this video, so please stay to the end. I hope that you find some messages in this video. So much is being thrown at us right now. So I'm going to go through, I was called to just sit down and write just a few channeled messages, so I'm going to go through that as well. But I did pull a bunch of cards this morning, and instead of doing a whole reading all over again, I'm going to go over what I've already pulled and then pull some more, so that you know, you could be a part of that too. I know some people don't like when you pull the cards in advance, or they think you did it on purpose or something. I did not do that. So with this Pluto, the darkness, the things coming up, okay, truths being revealed. Sometimes this is other aspects in your life that will come forward and show you this. People in your life that will come out and show you these truths. Sometimes it's just something that you know. It's like an epiphany that you have, or just an awareness, coming to an understanding, getting more answers now that Venus is direct. Mercury will come direct on February 3rd and come back on top of Pluto. So it came over Pluto last night. And so if you're noticing a difference in how you feel or how you're thinking, maybe some things coming up that you're questioning, maybe some things coming up that have given you clarity. That was one of the channeled messages, was clarification. So now we're feeling clearer in the mind. Even though some darker things have been coming up, we've been integrating our shadows. If you've done that already, kudos to you. I feel like there's more and more work always. So some of you have done a lot of that integrating. Some of you have fully accepted your shadow. If you don't know what the shadow is, or you're new to your understanding that you're a light worker, the shadow is the darker aspects of yourself. Some people may consider it a fragmented version of yourself that you keep hidden. The things you don't want anyone to know. The things that you find shame or guilt in. And this could be outside of you that have burdens that have come onto you, like trauma, childhood abuse, sexual abuse, things like that, that you keep hidden, certain parts of yourself that you haven't fully accepted. And so those things come up, jealousy, envy, not knowing your worth or your value, feeling inadequate, feeling like no one sees your value or no one cares about you. All of those deeper rooted issues, like we're getting to the bottom of it now. So imagine that aspect of yourself. It's not quite the inner child. The inner child is more innocent and playful, and it's like the younger version of you that had those dreams and very naive and came into this world very imaginative and wanting to explore, okay, that we kind of pushed down through social conditioning and just from our parents and every aspect of life. So the shadow is the things that you don't want to look at. It's the things you keep in your closet. You know, some people may refer to it as like the skeletons in your closet. Okay, so this shadow has an energy. It's a part of you. And it's extremely important that we gather all aspects of our soul at this time. So it is a part of your soul. It's a part of you that you don't accept. And if you don't, and you avoid it, it's going to keep coming up. So even if you're avoiding these thoughts or you're avoiding looking at it, it's going to come up around you. So your family members, your friends, things in the world, situations in your life will find other ways of reflecting that to you until you accept it. So the best thing we can do right now is just really sit down and work with the energy. This energy has been here for some time, since Venus started coming into this Pluto energy in Capricorn in December. Okay, so now Venus is back direct, and we're kind of understanding what all of this really meant. And we've been through a hard time, a lot of us, with Venus in retrograde. And now it's more so finding clarification, understanding where we go from here, what lessons we learned, and integrating that. So, light workers, we are being thrown for a loop. The darkness, what I channeled is darkness abounds. Okay, so what Spirit was saying is we're prevailing. And Spirit said, don't give up. Okay, but obviously we're not going to give up. We all know that the light wins, right? But the main thing is right now the darkness is increased. So because we have, like I was talking about, the Pluto with Mercury in the mind, the darker aspects of this world will show up in your individual life, in the world. And whether it's just within you or within your close family members or whatever, you're going to see it. A lot of us were just having these thoughts. Okay, that's Mercury, that's the mind, that's thinking. But some of it is communication. Some of it will come out of the blue. And maybe you feel completely different about it now, because Mercury came back on top of Pluto. So it changes the way you see things. It maybe changes the parts of you weren't willing to accept, like the shadow, the things that you were avoiding in conversation, in relationships with other people, in maybe a career move. It could be anything for you. But the things that you were saying, oh, that's all right, I can live with that. And your spirit's really deep down saying, no, I don't want that. Be honest. This is about being authentic, moving forward into your truth. This is extremely important. The soulmate connections are changing because you're coming into this integration with your shadow, because you're coming into union with yourself. Whoever you're attracting in your life now wants to come into union with who you're becoming, because really you're just attracting you. So this is really cool. And this is for those of you who don't yet understand the soulmate connection and what it means as far as anyone in your life. You have probably hundreds or thousands of soulmates. And then we look back at past lives, right? We want to talk about how you're connected through lifetimes, what lessons you're trying to learn. Anyone that comes into your life, anyone that has any substantial meaning or anything that changes a perspective, it could be someone you met for 5 minutes, soulmate. So moving away from the romance aspects, if you are being drawn to someone in a romantic way, things will get easier now that Venus is direct. Anyone you met during Venus retrograde? No. But that's just for anybody. But for light workers, okay, most of you know this stuff already. But I just wanted to confirm for you that yes, we are being more so, I don't want to say attacked by the dark, but they're giving us more attention now because they're desperate. And Spirit, when I was channeling, said the shadow, the darkness, our shadows are scared. Okay, because the energy is rising on the planet. Pluto brings things to light. And the shadow only wants to be loved and accepted. The shadow gets very protective and aggressive and has those maybe lower dimensional energies of anger and such out of defense. So think like if you have multiple kids and you know, people say that joke about the redheaded stepchild, right? So the shadow is like that. Maybe you don't give it attention. Maybe you keep it locked away. and it just wants to be loved and accepted as a part of your soul. So this is really a profound time for us. Light workers, we go through these phases where we're working on something, we feel elevated, we feel great, we go through these ascension symptoms, and then we kind of mellow out for a bit and wait for the next phase, right? So once we think the healing is done, no, there's more stuff to be healed, more stuff coming through. This is a time where the dark is scared, okay? They're clawing, they've been desperate, but now it's like really getting serious. Even my kids were talking about seeing and hearing things. So the veil is very thin now. And that especially because Jupiter with Neptune and Pisces is very spiritual, very dreamy, astral realm, spiritual realm. So the veil is super thin, especially with Pluto on Mercury. Okay, it's like the darkness really coming up in your mind, in communication, whatever it is, it's truth. Pluto reveals truth. So this is about accepting your truth, being honest with others, being authentic to who you are. And this is especially important in the light worker community in this movement for humanity. There is no more like hiding who you are. The energy you bring to the planet is invaluable. Every single one of us plays a part, and it's so important to just be that. Some of us, we just have to be that. We're just holding the space. Others of us are leaders. We're stepping into these leader roles now. So it's vital that we integrate these aspects of ourselves for understanding and for compassion. Because when we think about the whole light versus dark and light worker and all that stuff, what we're really saying is we're here to transmute negative energy on the planet, trauma, greed, all of those lower dimensional aspects of humanity. And for a long time, humanity has been under this pressure, under this system of control. So we want to break free of that. But it's so important to hold space for the dark to be healed, to transmute that energy out of love. And that's really hard for some people. So thinking about your past, healing just like you would heal your shadow. We want to hold that same love and compassion as you would for a child, as you would for these darker energies on the planet. Okay, so even though they try to maybe attack or cause chaos in your life, what are they showing you? What are they reflecting to you about you? This is so important with the soulmate connections as well. So if you keep having issues in your relationship, what is that saying about you? You can't blame them. Why are you staying? What lesson is still needing to be learned? If that karmic cycle hasn't been closed out yet, there's a lesson to be learned. And maybe it is, and most of us are dealing with past life relationships. So the main things happening right now: justice. People are getting their karma. You're getting your karma. You're dealing with your karma. And we want to transmute all of that. So the main thing here is learning those lessons. And then clarification. Okay, so we're getting an understanding. We're getting the answers that we need. Things we were questioning, we're understanding now how to best move forward. Spirit was saying, this is what I heard, in the spirit of truth, or for the spirit of truth. So this is about integrity. It's about love for the truth. This is about righteousness. This is about justice. And how we create that space in every move we make, in every thought we have, having the purest of intentions for everyone involved, for the greater good. And Pluto will be shining a light on these things. So people who are not of integrity in your life, decisions you've made will come back to you. Pluto brings things up. So this is really important moving forward, because in every moment we know we're creating. We know this. And this is 2022 is the year of the master builder, right? We're building together. This is about community. This is how we bond. So what are we creating, number one, with our constant everyday mindset intention? And are we moving humanity forward in the best way possible? We're creating a new reality. And it's so important to stay in the highest of integrity. Aside from, of course, facing the shadow, facing these negative aspects of yourself and integrating that, loving and healing that. Advancements. I mean, that could mean anything. That could be technology. That could just be that we're moving forward. Okay, we're prevailing. So Spirit is kind of like giving a pat on the back, like, don't give up. You're winning. You're prevailing. This is very important for those of you who feel attacked in your personal lives. The dark is going to show up because they're very scared. So instead of getting upset, or angry at these people who are just reflecting this darker aspect of humanity, of the world, whatever, they might not even mean it. It could just be subconscious, could just be programming, or they could be under the dark somehow. So we really just want to be accepting and loving of every part of ourselves. No judgment of others, because we're all just getting there. We're all just getting there together, right? So I already talked about darkness abounds. The shadows are asking to be integrated. Think of it as a cry for help. When these thoughts come up about your past, when you're seeing jealousy, or when you're not trusting, trust issues have been huge for people. When you can't trust someone, of course you need to listen to your intuition. You need to listen to your emotional body. But you have to make sure that your discernment is on point and that it's not really the ego making you feel fear. Because that will show up possibly in the same way. More anxiety, that's how you could know the difference. It would be more of a physical stressor when the ego is at play. When it's just your emotional body, soul / intuition, it's very subtle, it's very calm, and it's just a knowing. So that fear plays in when you give in to the ego, which is only trying to protect you. I mean, all of this is just to protect ourselves. But that's how we can accept it and have compassion for those feelings, but that doesn't make it truth. So this is where we have to be very careful moving forward with relationships, issues in our lives, because when Venus is in retrograde, things aren't as they seem. And that's why you're not supposed to meet someone or start a relationship, start a big project, start a career, because the way you want it to go, the way you think it's going to go, usually doesn't happen that way. The people that show up in your lives usually are wearing some type of mask or filter or something you've projected onto them. They're, whoever you're wanting them to be for you. And then Venus comes back direct and it's like, nope, rip the mask off or your projection fails, and then they're not that person. So aside from that, the shadow, it's a cry for help when these things come up. Okay, and the Spirit was really just saying and just filling me with so much love. Like, this is the love and acceptance that you need to hold for these people in your lives causing drama, for these people in your lives calling you out, blaming you, asking you for too much of your energy. Okay, these people, they're either showing you aspects of yourself, things that you do, maybe even on a subtle level, or it's the dark, maybe trying to stop you in some way from growing. They don't want to lose. They know they're losing. they don't want to lose. So they're going to do whatever is necessary. And that means using family members. That means using your friends sometimes to really just pull on your energy. Okay, so we need to offer just a lot of love and light to these entities, to these beings, to these, even our own shadow, and really just try to integrate that shadow. But when we see negativity outward, instead of getting upset, instead of wanting to retaliate or respond with that same energy, we need to be very careful and remember that Pluto energy is going to be shining that spotlight, digging things up. Have you shown a spirit of truth? Have you shown a spirit of pureness, integrity in every decision when no one's looking, or even when one or two people are looking? What is the message that you're sending across? And practice extreme compassion, okay, for yourself. This goes into the non-judgment, and for others. Many people, lightworker community or not, especially beginning lightworker community, or, you know, darkness or not in the lightworker community, just maybe neutral, living your everyday life, they don't understand what's happening. So the energy just feels really high, or they just feel like things are hectic, and then they feed into that ego and they feed into that anger because nothing feels stable. And we like to feel some sense of stability. So that causes that, I don't know what's happening in my life, and there's no calm, there's no peace. So we just really need to have a lot of compassion for these people. And for ourselves, of course, the changes we're going through, so much happening in our dreams, in the astral realm. We're doing a lot of work now more than ever. So I'm going to get into these cards now. That was basically all. So I pulled these Pleiadian cards. Gods lose themselves and find themselves. This is what all the cells of Source do. It's a cycle. Now is the time for you to find yourself and fully wake up and take your power back. Realize you are the one in power and that you are here to help not only others, but yourself too. And that is what happens when we're helping others. And those you come across are your guides. So that is so important to remember, that these people in our lives that we feel are causing us pain, of course we need to remember just to have compassion for them, because they're doing their job. You signed a contract. They're helping you in the long run. And I know in the moment it's hard to think of it like that. But it's really vital in learning your lessons and finishing out that soul contract and saying, thanks, cool, cut the cord, see you next lifetime, or whatever. They're just doing their job. So we have to do our job. Like, what, are you doing your job? I'm really trying to integrate all of these things myself. You know, we're all going through this. Support each other. Those you come across are your guides and you are theirs. Support each other. Sometimes when I think about when we leave this planet, we transition and we're there with our spiritual team and we're going over everything that happened in this life. Sometimes I think, you know, in every moment, this is about that integrity. Like, people, we're going to go over this, like this movie reel of your life. And your guides are going to be like, what happened there? You were kind of mean to that person, or you really responded like out of character, or whatever. I'm sure we're going to understand when the time comes. But the point is, when no one's watching, Spirit is watching. Your higher self is watching. And of course, we're always where we're supposed to be. Like that is a constant reminder that we need to give ourselves. You're always right where you're meant to be. Even if you put it off, even if you, I'll deal with it later. Whenever you get there is when you're meant to get there. But why not do it now? why don't we just do it now? We can move humanity forward so much faster. Okay, some of them will fade away. Soulmates, whoever comes in your life. Some of them will fade away and new ones will come into your life. Although on some level you are and always will be working together. In the spiritual, in the next life, when you're not even seeing this person, you're still connected in your dream state. You are helping each other and teaching each other necessary lessons. Okay, so I pulled so many cards, but it really helped because I was like, what? Some of them didn't make sense. So the first card I pulled was this creation, water. So this was when I asked that this is for light worker energy that we need to be embodying at this time. And it was water. This means we go with the flow. We're flexible. And really feeling into, look at this lady, feeling into our space, having peace, knowing ourselves, being very authentic. Creation is what it says. Creation and water. It's number 29 if you care about numerology. So the water aspect. Water can be so many things. Water has so many forms and it has so many uses, and it's really, you know, we need it to survive. So the card says creation. So what are we creating from that innermost, purest part of ourselves? Then I asked, what energy is the dark bringing in, or what is our challenge at this time for light workers? And then this marine life came in. Marine life. And I'm like, what? That don't make sense. And it was in reverse. So let me tell you what it says. This is our challenge. Marine life. In the reverse, remember that. Fertility is yours. Your wishes will be granted. There is more than one way to find a solution to a problem and adapt to the new. So this being our challenge, some of us may be having a hard time adapting because we can't see where we're going. We know where we want to go. We haven't seen it yet, how it's going to come into play. That's been the case. Okay, but we have an idea where we're going. We have an idea of the things that are working and the things that are worth moving forward on. But this marine life in reverse, when you think about the dark and the ways that they can come into play and the ways that they are, this is about fertility is yours, not feeling fertile, not feeling like the things you want are coming into play. We're just now starting to get answers, just now starting to get this clarification, this clarity the Spirit was talking about. Your wishes will be granted. So the dark is coming in saying, you're not going to get that. You're not worthy of that. And Venus just came in, had this retrograde, and told us that we are. It told us the areas of our life where we were settling, where we don't want to do that anymore. So the dark is trying to push on those aspects of the ego, of your self-worth issues, of feeling inadequate, those aspects of your shadow. You know, that's how they get to you. Until you integrate that shadow and you accept it with love, they can always use those aspects. And so that's what they've been doing, is to keep us stuck, to keep us feeling like we're not fertile, we're not abundant, we can't have the things we want, or our life is so restrictive, maybe in the outside world, things aren't going how we want, countries are talking about war, food shortages is still an issue, inflation, gas prices, all of this feels heavy and restricted, and we don't know where it's going. And of course we want stability. This is where we rely on ourselves, we rely on the Creator, we rely on creation and this water energy. Because after that came the equator card. It says to make equal. And look at these beings here, the dark and the light. Isn't that amazing? This is about integrating your higher self, coming into union with you. Coming into union with you. This is about the shadow, the higher self, the masculine and the feminine, the inner child. This is about calling back all the fragments of your life answering for past life karma. Many of us are answering for past life karma right now, and it's happening in our relationships. It's happening with money issues. And, you know, Pluto brings that into play for us. Saturn as well is karma. Saturn in Aquarius is the people. And Saturn is restriction. It's governments. It's rules. So this energy has been here for some time. Saturn has been in Aquarius. But we're just being shown so many aspects right now, right? Like we're getting this backup from the spiritual, from the divine, with Jupiter, Neptune, and Pisces, saying like, we got your back. You're going to get through this. Rely on your soul. Rely on the divine, what you know to be true and authentic, your purity, your integrity. That's how you move forward, because you know you deserve it. Venus direct now. You know what you deserve going forward. Okay. And the equator, to make equal. So, and that's number 5, which is change, transformation. Okay, so the equator, said it was a card of fire. So this is about energy, of course. And it says to find the balance in your life. Equality among people and a worthy goal, right? And that's what we've been doing, is finding what is worthy of our time, our energy, letting go of the people who suck us dry, the situations, career maybe, and relationships that take. They just take. They don't give. And even still, they tell you you're not giving. This is gaslighting. And this is happening on the world stage. Huge psychological warfare. Right? Do this. Everything will go back to normal. Oh, turns out that doesn't even work. Sorry. But still do it. We have to really stand in our power now. Do not compare yourself to others, as this is a useless task that only leads to unhappiness. That's true. That's true. There can be a happy medium. There doesn't have to be an extreme reaction all the time. And that, I think, what this is about is those people in your lives, those relationships, those things coming up in your face, the truth coming up in your face. Instead of, like I was saying, instead of responding with anger, this is about finding that, meeting people where they are, not being upset, having compassion for them, and letting it go. Don't let the shit get to you. Just don't let it. That's your choice. And light workers, we know this. These things coming up, thank you. Be grateful. Thank you for showing me this truth. Like the Pleiadian card said, thank you for being my teacher, for being this lesson that I need. Okay, and then I asked, what is the best way we can move forward right now? Okay, Spirit is really pushing this forward movement. Don't get tied up in the past. Stop looking back to the past. Let go of the past. And this is how we do it. It's all connected. Integrating the shadow, integrating the trauma, integrating the bad relationships and how we felt, how it made us feel, and why we're overcoming that inadequacy now and overcoming those self-worth issues now. The jealousy, envy, trust issues, they all stem from this fear of someone hurting you, someone betraying you. And that protective energy comes out in this way that keeps you closed off and shuts down your heart chakra. So when I asked, where do we need to be? Okay, what's the best way to move forward? Spirit gave me, and it's come out multiple times, this card says cave. Cave, and right there in small print, it says protection. And that has come out multiple times throughout this reading. You're going to see that protection. You are protected. We know this as light workers, okay? But anyone else watching this video, you are protected. There's nothing that they can do to harm you. Everything they show up in your face, use it as a lesson. That's it. Think of it positively. Integrate it. learn the lesson, karma is healed, cords are cut, then you move forward. So this cave aspect is going into yourself, of course. What have we been doing during these retrogrades? Coming into yourself. Many of us, most of us, are going to need this isolation. You know, and maybe we're coming out of this, but this, I feel this is about protecting yourself. Of course, protecting your energy, because the dark abounds, darkness abounds. The Spirit has said that. So we know they're lurking, okay? We know they're out here. And we see it in different ways in our lives, and it's going to be different for everyone. But the point is to have a self-awareness about it. Where is this coming from? What am I meant to learn here? What am I holding on to that isn't helping me anymore? It probably never did. It's probably the ego trying to protect you, but you don't need that. You're already protected. Okay, so this is a time to let go. Go within. Integrate. Union with yourself. That's the main message. Coming into union with yourself brings justice and clarification, which were both the lessons or the messages that Spirit gave me this morning. Coming into union with yourself gives you fulfillment, gives you satisfaction. You don't need anyone else now. You don't need a soulmate. And there's this very healthy spiritual, emotional detachment from those things that you thought you needed. You needed a lot of money to show the world that you're something special. You needed to look really beautiful to show the world whatever. You need a soulmate. You need a husband or a wife. You need whatever you feel that you need. What hole are you trying to fill? Where are you lacking? That's your shadow. If you don't know, now you know. It's time to get deep. We've been getting deep. This is to helping expand knowledge, okay? I only just want to help people. This is to expand knowledge. If you don't have it, most of you have it already. So this for you is a confirmation. This is about what you already know, what you've already been feeling, and this is Spirit's explanation, which I love. So we're in the cave right now, okay? We're trying to make things equal. We're trying to integrate, and it's beautiful. Meantime, we got the dark here. However that shows up for you in your life. It could be a friend, family member, career, stressors, not having enough money, whatever it is in your 3D realm. Okay, that's not real, it's illusion. But it's showing you something about yourself. That's it. Just reflecting something to you about you. So dark is here, trying to make us feel trapped, trying to make us feel stuck, trying to make us feel like you can't move forward, you can't do that, you can't have those things that you want. Okay, that's not real. You can't have those things. So then I pulled 6 of Michael, the light at the end of the tunnel, okay? In the tarot, the 6 of Swords is moving forward. It's moving away. It's letting go of something from the past. Exactly. Relocation or travel. Some of you will be moving. Some of you are just moving forward. Spirit is literally saying, pushing you, move. Don't stay stuck in this energy. Go within yourself and move in that way. If you can't physically move or you can't physically make the changes you need to right now, maybe you are having to wait, but you can move things spiritually. You can move things emotionally. You can move the energy in your body and transmute it. This pain. This is a time of exponential growth. Breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans. So yes, things are moving forward. We have the North Node in Taurus, South Node in Scorpio. The South Node in Scorpio is actually also highlighting the dark. And North Node in Taurus wants to know, what are you willing to work for? What's valuable to you? Do you have the things that you need? Feels good. Doesn't have to be money. Can you grow food in your backyard? What are the ways you can move forward now? Things that bring you value. Things that you're passionate about. Things that you've learned over the last month or so that you need in your life, that you love, regardless of what anyone else says. It's what satisfies you. Stability, comfort, relationships, commitments, It's the effort. It's the work that goes into it. That's what we're coming into now. Very stable and grounded energy. It's going to take a while to move through it. We're still having to let go this whole 18 months from now till July 2023. We have to let go of so much. So find Scorpio in your chart and that will help you. That's what you're letting go of, something in that house in order to prevail wherever the North Node in Taurus is for you, Taurus. Okay, so then 9 of Michael. Your worry is unnecessary. Focus your thoughts on the outcome you desire. So we're just completely moving forward. Spirit doesn't want to talk about the past anymore. We've had this time of reflection. Mercury's still here. We may still have some leftover thoughts, okay? But that's going to be gone by the 3rd. And then I think it's 2 or 3 weeks post-shadow. So by the time we get into late February, we're really going to understand where we're going. Really going to know. Okay, release feelings of regret, guilt, or worry to your angels. So this is about integrating the shadow. Don't worry. I mean, this is just really about all of those negative things, that fear that the world wants you to remember all the time. Constant reminders to live in fear because it prevents you from moving forward. The last thing the dark wants is for you to move forward. And as you move forward, you heal everyone around you. And they watch you and they see what you're doing. And they want to do it in their own lives. So important to be strong now. 8 of Gabriel. A great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, important communication. So this is the 8 of Wands in the Tarot, which is just about forward movement. Let's go. Spirit's saying, let's go. You had time to think about it. You know where you want to be. Let's go. Whether this is communication coming in, maybe some good news, maybe some life-altering news. Either way, it's pushing you forward. It's time to go. Sudden change. Okay, also, I get this message often about water. And when the card popped out water and then the card popped out marine life, I got it, you know, obviously I thought that again. So water, places where water floods easy might be worse, okay? And then just random water issues, maybe excess of snow that turns into a flood or something, I don't know. So in Jupiter and Pisces, expands water, and Neptune definitely expands water issues. So that's just a heads up for anybody if you live near the water or whatever. Okay, the moon, Archangel Haniel. The opportunity to improve your plans. Listen to your intuition for accurate guidance. Face your fears and grow stronger. This is about leadership. This is about the moon, your emotions, your intuition. And that's another thing with this water card, creation. This comes down to listening to your intuition, where you're meant to be headed. Like, where are you going? Listen to your intuition because you are being guided. And light workers, you know this. Face your fears and be stronger for it. Then the wheel came out. This is Archangel Michael's card, number 10, which is 1, which is the one. Collective consciousness, the one, the universe, getting back to the one. That's how I always see it. It's a returning back to the one. One source, one connection. Archangel Michael, it is the wheel though, so this is about timing. This is about change. This is about karmic cycles. This is about lessons being learned. A time of positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward and fortune is on your side. So just like Spirit was saying, we're prevailing. We're moving forward. All these cards I've talked about moving forward. This is positive change. And when we do that, the dark is on high alert. Because they see us growing, they see us moving, they see the cosmic energy rising on the planet. Humanity's waking up all across the planet. Protests everywhere, right? So of course, the negative entities, that dark energy increases. So this, most of this is saying you're moving forward. Doesn't matter. You're moving forward. You're integrating parts of yourself you didn't even know weren't healed yet. And it takes isolation. And it takes a little bit of self-protection from the dark, but it's just more of a self-awareness and a recognition to heal those energies and send love and light and send compassion for them. And then, of course, everything is moving forward, but this is just about focusing on the future, right? And then, so I asked, okay, what is the spirit animal that light workers need to embody at this time? Like, what spirit animal will really help us? And 21, dove spirit, was the first one that popped out. Be peace, of course, right? Naturally. So we need to attack, not really, you know what I mean. We need to move forward and respond to negative entities and energies with peace, with love. Don't let these people, these beings, try to steal your peace. Instead, give them peace. You know, there's a few times I've seen cartoons and stuff where one person's like, rah, 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 and the other person's just like, okay. You know, or you respond in a way they're not expecting, and then they don't know what to say. It's like you shut them down. And you know how people say, like, kill them with kindness or whatever. It's like that, but they're expecting you to come at them very hostile, and you return with like, okay, I'm sorry that you feel that way, but you know, whatever. And then they're like, what? And then they go away because you basically transmuted them. Okay, and then 18 came out. Dear spirit, bring a gentle touch. The spirit is seriously like, take it easy. You got to save your energy. You're protecting yourself. You're doing so much internal work right now. Focus on the future. Anything that comes your way, we're just going to be peaceful about it. And we're just going to bring a gentle touch. Accept things. There is nothing greater than the feeling of surrender. Letting go of it. Just let go of it. Okay, God, you show me. Okay, Creator, obviously I'm stressing myself out down here. Why don't you take the lead? And it works every time. Also, we got this King of Fire. Okay, motivation. It says focus, focus, focus. This is the second card I've seen that says focus. Focus, yeah. Okay, communication. Communicate with vision and be a leader. This is really about stepping into your power now, stepping into your role and coming into alignment with your purpose. Purpose is all of this Capricorn energy. Purpose. What brings you fulfillment? We have Venus, Mars, Mercury, and Pluto all in Capricorn. Very heavy in the chart. So much change happening there. Where is your purpose right now? Find Capricorn in your chart. Taurus North Node is bringing us into alignment. We're coming into alignment this whole year. That's what it's about. Making yourself available, preparing for your future, just moving forward, coming into alignment with where God wants you to be. What is your purpose? What is your life path? Or you could get advice from someone creative, okay? King of Fire. So this is just about energy going forward, ready to go forward. You feel like you know what you want. Okay, this is pretty stable energy. It's very energetic, wants to be active. So message for light workers is integrity. Integrity. This is knowing who you are. This is staying authentic to you. This is being righteous. 17 is the number. Okay, and that I was talking about that earlier and it came out in the cards. So this is about coming from the purest place possible and sending out this compassion. It all ties in together. Everything Spirit was saying this morning, it all came out in the cards. It all works together. And so after that, I pulled a year from now. So looking at our lives now, a year from now, we're going to completely look back on this time as huge transformation. And a lot of you can see it already. You know you're doing major work on yourself and leveling up, which is leveling up humanity. By this time next year, it will be a completely different situation in your life, in the world. Also, those of you changing careers, or I just asked what we needed, okay? And Spirit said, you are safe and supported. And you are safe and supported while changing your career. So some of you are afraid to take the leap, afraid to step into your leadership role. Spirit is saying, we got you. Do what you need to do. Go where you're being led. And then music. Your connection to music is healing for yourself and others. So some of you may be stepping into a role with music healing. Binaural beats. Or the singing bowls. Or whatever. ASMR meditation music. Using music to transmute and heal. So if you haven't done that for yourself, maybe put on some 432 megahertz or 528 megahertz on YouTube, and that will help you. Okay, and then I asked for life path karmic cycles that were ending from previous lives. Lives. Okay, so this was imprisonment or slavery. And this is major, okay? And this is how I think the dark is using at this time. Of course, freedoms have been taken away. Okay, that's, everyone knows that. So freedoms have been taken away over the last 2 years. And this is reminding us, these are the past life cycles that we're closing out. Imprisonment, slavery, which was prevalent for much of history. So any of your past lives, this could be true. But what really came to me was like Salem and witch trials. Because with that came out the high priest or priestess. So this is about those who are scared to step into the full role for how they'll be seen. By your family, by your friends. By fully accepting the light worker role and just expanding that outward towards 5D energy. You know, people who are scared that they're not going to make money or they have these 3D issues. It's about letting all of that go, okay? Because you are connected. You already know if you're a light worker. This high priest, high priestess energy, this is why I thought of Salem witch trials is like, you believe something different. You thought something different. You knew you were connected and everyone hated it. Everyone didn't like that you were different and put you on trial or burned at the stake or hung or whatever it was. Okay, for having different beliefs, spiritual beliefs, which now we think, oh, that's crazy, but it happens everywhere. It's happening in China. It happens everywhere. And here at home. So also Asia came up, and that's weird that I just mentioned China, but Asia. So some of you may have past lives in Asia, or connected to monks, but same sort of energy, right? Different belief system. Imprisoned for it, enslaved for it, not able to reach your full potential, or in some way not feeling free to be yourself and authentic. Okay, also love life popped out. We already know we were going through major stuff with Venus retrograde, breakups, shakeups, trust issues, really just not feeling stable or not feeling like you're getting what you're worth out of the situation. Maybe you're giving too much, not getting enough back. This is solving karmic issues from your past. Your partners now are most likely partners you dealt with in your last life. Okay, so these are cycles we need to close out. What lessons are being learned here so you don't keep repeating it? Whether you get back with this person, stay with this person, leave this person forever, you have to know the lessons in order to close out that cycle. And then male, female popped out. So I really believe this is connected to the masculine and the feminine energies on the planet within yourself, union within yourself, and then of course your divine partner can come in if that's meant for you. But that's not the focus. The focus is coming into union with yourself. I want to pull one of these. It's really nice. Let's see. Spirit, give me a message for light workers, please. What is the most important message for light workers at this time? So much clarity, you know, forgiveness. Yourself and others. This is just about integrating the shadow, accepting others for what they've done, and letting it go. Really just letting it go. There's stuff that we think about from 20 years ago, and we think we forgave that person, but we're still harboring some form of negative emotion about it. You know, even stuff we don't think about. And then all of a sudden it comes up, or someone mentions it, or someone says something and triggers something. That's how you know. If it triggers you, it needs to be healed. It's asking to be healed. Forgiveness. Healing comes from acceptance. Help me, dear Lord, to fully accept what is, knowing that this alone will open me to the new. Acceptance, surrender. You can't read it, it's backwards. I don't know why I show you them. How can I flip my camera on? I don't know. And then, okay, let's do this Lightworkers Oracle, and then that's it. If you made it this far, thank you very much. Please like, please comment what you're going through. That helps others. It gives me confirmation as well. I already know all this shit is true because I'm going through all this. So many people are going through all this. Spirit confirmed it through channeled information this morning, and then in the cards. And then the more I talk about it and the more I explain these cards, I see how it all just fits together. It's just so much that we're doing. It's just really important to be patient and loving with yourself. Of course, forgiving of yourself. Try to accept those parts of yourself you've been hiding. Okay, and just stepping into who you truly are. Soul family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. So even though we are in this period of isolation, we have lost relationships. We've let go of toxic people. We've closed out karmic connections. Now there's space open for new relationships, maybe new lovers, maybe just a bunch of friends, maybe a new business partner. Call in your soul tribe. There's like meetup groups and different websites where you could meet more spiritually connected people, like-minded people in your local area. And then it says inner temple, devotion, tune in to the portal of your heart. And that's what I really felt with this cave card. This is tuning into you, integrating the parts of you, going within. This is your temple, this cave. Protection, devotion, devoting to you, union with you. Devotion to your path, to your mission, to aligning yourself to the Creator. And that's really powerful too. When you're feeling in flux, or you're feeling you don't know where you're going, or you're feeling like you really need to surrender but having a hard time, that is such an important role to, like, for you to step into, to allow and accept and just really say, I know where I need to end up. I don't see how I'm going to get there. I'm not going to expect anything. And you just let the universe do its thing. Thy will be done. Higher self, thy will be done. I trust you. Creator, I'm trusting you. I'm letting it go. And you breathe easy and things fall into place. And the Creator proves to you why you trust. Why you trust the universe. Time and time again. You know, it's the ego that keeps us remembering. Going back to social conditioning, thinking, I can't do this on my own. I don't know how to make it. How am I going to pay these bills? And then the universe is sitting back like, thought you trusted me. And it just keeps going this cycle, right? We have to constantly remind ourselves. And there's a lot of also subliminal messaging that you can use, those types of tapes. Not tapes, recordings, videos on YouTube as well. Change your mindset in 21 days. That sort of thing. Okay, thank you so much, light workers. We're in this together. We're a team. I love you. Don't give up. We're prevailing. You're integrating so many aspects of yourself. You're growing. You're coming into union with yourself. And it's such a beautiful time to accept yourself fully. To let go of all of these outside aspects that aren't even real. They're reflections of you inside of this matrix simulation It's just you. Go live your best life. Right? We're going to raise these vibrations for humanity together. Please like and subscribe and share and all that stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.